Monat. Monet. Do I screw that up? It's a French word. Monet International, and she's going to be our speaker today and supplied us with our treats in the back. So thank you. Take it away.
Well, thank you for having me. When I first signed up to do the presentation, I'm kind of a jack of all trades, so when Steve called me or asked me what is it you want to present, I'm like, well, I've got a couple different things. I'm actually a licensed insurance agent here in Nebraska, and I represent U.S. Health Advisors, which is an underwritten product. But Steve said, well, we've had quite a few speakers on insurance lately, so do you want to select one of your other things? And I'm like, sure, that's no problem. So my background really has been, well, my greatest career has been being a mother to 3. I have a son in the Army, currently stationed down at Fort Riley, which he just transferred from Fort Stewart, which is out at Savannah, Georgia. And so we're glad to have him closer to home. And then my 2 daughters, I have a senior at UNL and a freshman at UNL, both working together in the athletic department. And one is going to be in mass communications, sports management, and my other daughter just finished an internship with Coke Industries down in Wichita for the summer. And so she accepted a position with them for next year. So I've got the 3 of them well on their way to being productive citizens, I hope. And so my other fun, less stressful careers are with Monat. It's a direct sales hair care line. How many of you have actually heard of that? Okay. Very good. It's very early on in the business, but the great thing about it is there's not a lot of competition. There's no other direct sales hair care lines, specifically hair care lines doing that. So they don't have a lot of competition. A lot of other direct sales companies or other companies do have hair care lines, but they're not quite as specific as the Monat line is. And what is really exciting, because I came from a background, I have a barber and cosmetology licensing. I did permanent makeup here in town. So that's always been kind of where I've leaned towards. I got real excited about it because I said when I was working behind the chair, if this company would have been available to me when I was working, I could have been building a nice retirement fund just by being part of that. So the products with stylists, you don't have to be a licensed stylist to be involved with Monat, which is exciting. I know our premier design lady said that her stylist is real excited about the line. I don't know if she carries it in her salon, but a lot of them do, and it's just a great line. The CEO is actually from Venezuela, and he started his career in direct sales when he was a teenager with his mother, selling Tupperware door to door. And so he's had a long career in that, and he actually has a skincare line in the South American companies that have been very successful. And of course he wanted to come to America, but when he looked at all the competition that there was, that he wanted to try and establish something that wasn't already here, something different, something unique. And one of the key things in the line is their proprietary blend of oils, which is in basically all of their products. And so that was one key thing that made them unique. And the best part about the products is in here, they go in systems, but this is the Let It Grow system, and it's been proven. They do have outside research firms doing research that it will regrow hair without all the chemicals and all that a lot of people lean towards to try and get that to happen. And so if the follicle is viable still, if with continued use of our product, it will reestablish that growth. I have a brother who is about 4 years younger than I am, and he had this spot back here starting to get bigger and bigger and bigger, and I'm like, Bruce, you're gonna have to turn Jewish because you need to cover this. I can't stand it. So when I started doing this, I said, Bruce, he goes, I suppose it's something for my hair. And I'm like, yeah. So he started using it, and he called me up the first night he used it, and he goes, well, I don't know what's in that, but there's something going on. And so he's all about it. He's all gung-ho with the product, and it's been really good for him, and it's worth giving it a try if you got people that, anybody on chemotherapy, those kinds of things. Very safe, effective products, and they have all the way from a baby care line with safe ingredients throughout, all the way through. So anyway, that's what I love about the products is the flexibility. Everybody pretty much shampoos their hair, even if you've got, someone that likes to keep it nice and clean. There's a product in there for them. It's a consumable product, and so as long as they love the product, you build your clientele, and so that's kind of an outside source of income. And like I said, that was my background initially. I'm kind of a people person, and so it was just a natural fit, and I like sharing it with stylists because I tend to try and have them look at the bigger picture because hairstylists, we don't usually have those perks of having benefits and those kinds of things, so this allows them to fortunately start to build a little bit of a nest egg and stuff. So anyway, that's kind of where I'm at with that. Anybody can, like I said, can sign up to do it. There's different levels of that. If you want to sponsor the product, it's as low as $99 to get started with that. And like I said, that's my less stressful job. The insurance has a little bit more stress and trying to help people. And one other thing I shared too is I ordered, when my freshman daughter down here at UNL was graduating, I ordered a new digital camera, a nice camera. And I was on the internet. You got to watch what you're looking around at, because I got a call that afternoon from someone, and they said, I see you were on our website. And I'm like, well, yeah. She goes, well, we have a position for a photographer. And I said, well, that's not really what I want, but she goes, well, I'd like to interview you. So I'm like, well, okay, whatever. So she did, and I got hired to be a part-time newborn photographer at CHI Women's Hospital at Elkhorn. So I do that as a part-time as well. So that's always very interesting and a fun job too. So, but yeah, that's about it.
Do you sell your products then directly to hairstylists or
No.
the general public?
And that was one good thing about this. Good question. I'm glad you got me refocused on that. The great thing about our company is all the products that are ordered directly from the company. They're manufactured here in the USA. They ship directly. We place orders online, and they're shipped out to them. We don't have to carry an inventory. They can if they want. Like some of the stylists that I know, they do have a small supply of things, but mostly they're trying to get the consumer to order online, establish that, and then they can do a reoccurring order or whatever, change that. They can push it out, however, but it goes directly from the manufacturer and the company to the consumer. So we don't have to handle those things. Because a lot of times I have done a few other direct sales and just chasing people down and trying to, you know, it never fails. The one thing that they wanted isn't the thing that you had in your inventory or whatever. So this is always good that they can just get it directly from the company. So, yeah. So, yes?
Have you been to conferences? Have you received leadership training? Or what kind of support have you received from the company?
We have a lot of, they have our leadership's levels we have 3 different areas. And actually, I am going, this year's conference is in Washington, D.C., September 5th through the 8th, and I am going to attend that. So I'm looking forward to it. That will be my first kind of big picture scenario there. The girl that I'm signed up under is actually here in Lincoln. Her name's Abby Lamb. She owns Turning Point Salon down off of South Street. Super, if anybody needs a hairstylist, Abby's great. And but there are numerous outside people here in town that are Monat representatives and along with the hairstylists. So yeah, so it's just a matter of, you know, what you like and sharing with others, you know, what's working for you and what you like about it. So yeah.
In your line of work, you're a salesperson for sure.
Well, I don't know about that, but I try.
So,
I like sharing with others.
Every startup business involves a lot of sales, or a sales component. Do you have any sales tips you can pass along on how to increase your sales?
You know, I think that just the biggest factor of any type of sales career is the belief in your product. I mean, and you know, and I think more so women tend to be this way. You know, if you find something great that you love, you know, you want to share with your girlfriends, others, you know, that kind of thing. You don't always keep those things to yourself. And so if you have full belief in what you're selling and what you're trying to provide to other people, you know, you're going to be out there, you know, trying to spread it around. But yeah, it's always good to have people like you have here helping coach you along, because, you know, you sometimes feel like you're beating your head against the wall, you know, well, that didn't work as the way I envisioned it or whatever, you know. And so it's always great to, you know, just like with believing in the product, you guys know how to, what sales presentations or ways of going about doing that are most effective. So I think this is an awesome group. You guys getting together, and yeah, I mean, you can always learn from others, even if it's in areas that aren't, you know, specific to you. So yeah.
Does the company ever supply you with leads, or do you have to drum up all your own?
For ours, we don't. It's on your own. They basically just tell you, you know, start working with your family and friends, share it with that, and then just move on from there. You know, it's not high pressure, big numbers. You know, there are people that have moved right from sign up all the way to the top in a short amount of time, but it's all in what you're looking to do, you know. So it's low pressure. It's just, you know, building and building and building and stuff. So yeah.
Any more questions for Sondra?
You said something about that you're building a nest egg
Mm-hmm.
How does that work?
Well, as your indirect sales, like I said, it's a consumable product, so they pay you each week on the sales, and as how our company works with the product line, they have the option to be a VIP consumer, and so if they want to do that, of course, that they'll get a better price on their product. And as they do that, then it just revolves and you just build from there. And so, it establishes as like if I sign someone up to be a consultant along with, it's all those, it's kind of a tiered, company. So, the more people that start using the product under you, you're going to get a small bit of the commission for finding those people, bringing them into using our products, and it just grows from there. They do have a car program. They feature a Cadillac of your choosing and stuff. I'm not quite there yet, but kind of heading towards that direction and stuff. So. They don't just give those things away. You do have to work for them.
Any other questions?
Yes.
Okay, how does the commission work on your products?
It's tiered, and it's commission-wise. I think if like I said, you don't have to have an inventory. So I've just kind of gotten started to the point where I kind of just let that go, but it's a 35% commission on that. But the nice thing about the company is they do give lots of incentives. They are very generous in that way. So the one thing about the reason why they can be so generous is that they are debt free. The company's debt free. And everything they do themselves, even it's based down in Florida, and so they're even starting to look into doing their own printing stuff. That way, everything is kind of controlled by them. So, yeah. Yes, ma'am.
How do you usually meet people a week?
I'm sorry.
How many meet people
Well.
a week? A whole business?
Okay, we kind of just do it's they just keep it very casual. There's different ways of going about. We don't really call it parties. It's if you get a gathering together, it's kind of called a wash and wine, and or different ways of going about. And it's all individual based. A lot of people, will just do a one-on-one with somebody and share their product or whatever, or I've had where just in a gathering of people, friends of ours, and had them come in and maybe demo it and stuff. But it's just kind of a real casual, not very structured and individual. So obviously the stylists do have an advantage if they are working behind the chair because they have a captured audience right there. But I have one of the gals that is under me that owns a salon. Actually, I have a few hairstylists that own salons that are under me. And we just kind of have a girls' night in. We've got, we have a gentleman that signed up through one of the salons and stuff, and we're still trying to get a men's night going, but we just haven't got that put together. So it's just kind of however it works. So, but they're fun. Yeah. So.
All right, well, we appreciate your
Well,
time
thank
today,
you.
Sondra. Thank you. And
Yeah.
as a thank you for being here, we'd like to give you a Focus Sweet coffee mug.
All right. Well, thank you.
You bet.
I said I wasn't going to talk very long, but I think I kind of talked long enough. Thank you all very much.
We'd like to have you do